To other news now, several of the country's hotels have declared their readiness for the return of guests, including tourists. The nation's hotels are reopening after a 3-month hiatus since March as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Dwayne Anderson reports.
Jamaica reopened its airports to international travelers on Monday, and for many hoteliers, that's good news. Their businesses depend largely on tourists. But getting ready for the return of guests has been hard work. We watched as work was done on Bahia Principe in St. Anne. This resort is slightly different to many other hotels that are reopening, because for a large part of the local shutdown, it served as a quarantine facility. Cleaning crews were brought in to spray and wash down rooms, floors and corridors. Towels were fitted with labels that explained that they were sanitized.
And following the sanitizing process, the entire deep cleaning process is complete with a fogging process. So we want to make sure that any semblance of challenge we have with virus, bacteria, vector would be taken care of by this process, so that we make the physical facilities of our property, of our beautiful property here at Bahia, ready for our guests come July 1.
Visitors will also have the option of an e-menu to avoid physical contact with the usual menus. All they have to do is scan this area with their phone and they can order what they want. Staff were also trained to help increase safety at the facility.
Now the service that we provide does not, in previous time before COVID, is not so much about social distancing, because naturally when our tourists comes here, what do they come for? Not just the food and, Jamaica, but the warmth of the people. We are always hugging, close, singing, whatever it is to let them understand our culture. No. How do you practice social distancing while allowing our guests to feel the warmth of our spirit, to feel welcome? How do you provide service with a smile while wearing your mask? It all comes out in our attitude.
Language could also be a barrier under the new normal.
Speaking to a guest through a mask. Why? Because sometimes when we communicate through the mask based on our audibility, the guest does not understand the information. Why? Because the guest did not hear clearly. So therefore, we should also seek feedback from the guest so that there is no problem in the communication process, so that the guest does not see you as being rude or you speaking loudly, so that the guest can hear you. So seek feedback from the guest.
Over at Jake's and Jack Spratt in Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth, similar cleanup and sanitization works were done. Staff who have been home for several weeks returned to help with the cleanup. They say they are ready to operate under the new normal demanded by the COVID-19 pandemic.
We have been ready for a long time. It's been over 3 months. And we will be ready.
What will it be in that time?
Financially, it has been rough. It has been rough, but we here at Jake's family, we have a very, what I should say now, our family togetherness is very tight. So we support each other emotionally, and we're financially, yes, we do that too.
More than 6,000 visitors are scheduled to land in the island between June 15 and 30, the first 2 weeks of the phased reopening of the country's airports.
We are hoping that they will come over this side to give us a piece of the pie, because over this side is a small business side of the tourism sector, small hotels. So we are anticipating.
Some hotels opened as early as June 1. Others reopened on June 15 to coincide with the first international flights back into Jamaica. Others will return early July. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.